Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for another virtual town hall. Today is Wednesday, June 24th. And thank you once again for joining us. Looking at the cases for Ohio, we're now at 46,759 cases with 183 cases here in the county. I'm happy to report that we are going on 3 weeks without a single case here in Yellow Springs. That's right, it's been 3 weeks and no cases here in the village. So what we're doing is working, so keep doing what you're doing. I want to provide a quick update on what we've done over the last couple of weeks or since the last week, reporting on our efforts to encourage folks to use the hand sanitizers, wear their masks downtown. We've continued our efforts to make sure that those hand sanitizers are refilled. You might have noticed that we have a lot more hand sanitizer stations now. We're a total of 17 stations, and we now have also a new solution in these dispenser units that it's less sticky. So we've continued that effort. We've also put up new signs around the downtown area to clearly mark the district where masks are expected and required. We've also marked the sidewalks using stencils to make it clear of the expectations of individuals in the district area to wear a mask, practice physical distancing, hand washing, and or use of hand sanitizers. We've gone a step further. We have individually bagged masks and have provided them to our peace officers so that they may hand out during their routine patrols of the downtown area. Police chief is joining us tonight, and he can expand on that. I'm excited to announce that we are a official sponsor of the Yellow Springs Pride Parade. This will be a car parade. The event will be this Saturday starting at 4 p.m. The cars will line up at the Sideland parking lot, and we'll start the parade from there. Please visit our Facebook webpage to see the route. You may also visit the Yellow Springs Pride page, and they have several images and graphics of what the parade route will be. So we look forward to that, and we look forward to seeing you this Saturday. Joining me tonight is Police Chief Brian Carlson, Fire Chief Colin Altman, and Florence Randolph, our Community Outreach Specialist. Chief Carlson, thank you for joining us tonight.
Thanks, Josue. Good evening, everyone. I thought it might be a good time to talk about the mask program that the village has put in place. We're very pleased with it. I'm actually happy to say I'm part of this. We have been ahead of the curve in many respects. I know that nationally now some larger cities are actually passing legislation to mandate masks. I still like the way that Council and Josue have written this resolution, allowing folks to be able to make the decision, but perhaps with a little friendly persuasion. Officers have been very successful in providing masks. I saw a letter to the editor today in the paper that mentioned last week or so it was around 60%, and this week closer to 90%. That's a pretty good estimate. That's what we're seeing. Most folks we're seeing in town on the weekends and throughout the day are wearing masks. Don't hesitate to ask an officer if you see them, if you need a mask. Believe me, I know how difficult it is getting used to some of the new practices. I've gotten out of my car a few times to go into places and then realized I didn't have my mask. So we definitely are here for you, and we do have a good supply of those. I'd like to thank Johnny Burns for helping put that together. The masks are brand new, they are sterile, and they are packed in sterile packages. So again, don't hesitate ever to ask for a mask if you see an officer. Last, I want to mention our Pride Car Parade on Saturday. Josue touched on it. The police department, fire department will be involved in our glorious celebration. It will be a vehicle parade, which the governor has allowed. It is well organized, and we'll be meeting for the parade early. The parade should come through the downtown area a few minutes after 4 o'clock. We will also be canvassing many of the neighborhood roads. If you're interested in finding out where exactly we will be, feel free to contact me at the police department. and I'm happy to send you a map. We're very excited about that, though. So please get out and say hello and get some fresh air. Thanks, Josue. Back to you.
Thank you, Chief. Also joining us tonight is Fire Chief Colin Altman. Chief Altman, welcome.
Thank you very much, Josue. Miami Township Fire Chief Colin Altman coming to you live this evening from the beautiful King Cole Bar here at the historic St. Regis Hotel in New York City. I'm here this evening with Morgan Freeman, jazz composer Philip Glass, international star of stage and screen Dino Polata, New Zealand's Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern. I'm not sure why she's here, but she joined us. Dr. Anthony Fauci's here too. And of course, WYSO General Manager Luke Dennis. We are here on a special mission deployed by Village Manager Josue Salmoron to work on these issues that we're continuing to experience with our Rio. So we wanted to talk about the numbers first. To echo what Josue was saying, currently in Greene County, there are 69 active cases. 69 active cases. That is down from a high of 77 just a few days ago. So more and more people are dropping off the list. That number, both numbers are up. A couple of weeks ago, we were down about 23 active cases at a time in Greene County. However, public health in Greene County attributes our increase in numbers to the significant increase in testing that's been going on. That is not the case all over the area. However, as Josue said, 3 weeks without a single case active in Yellow Springs. We now have no cases in Miami Township either. So hooray for us. Regionally, cases are up, more so than just due to testing. In the state, our cases went up, active cases went up by 632 in the last 24 hours. And that is above where we want to be significantly. Hospital beds in our region are becoming tight again. We're not at a crisis level by any means, but ICU bed admissions are up. Part of that also has to do with there are actual other sick people out there. So how do we combat this? There are two ways. One, we could panic. I recommend against panic at all costs. No panic. I get the feeling sometimes that people here and around the area in the country, they have the vision of Pigpen from the Peanuts cartoons. The little guy who came with all the cloud of dust and everything, and that person is going to walk through town bringing coronavirus with him. And it just doesn't work that way. So we just don't want to panic. We want to keep doing what we've been doing so well here in Yellow Springs and Miami Township. Number one, and most important, social distance. Keep your distance, people. We say it till we're blue in the face. It's all over Facebook. People are like, social distance. And I go into Tom's and I see Yellow Springs residents all on top of each other, hugging. We can't do that, people. Stop. Social distance, most important. Wash your hands frequently. If you can't wash your hands, use one of the many convenient sanitizing stations provided by the Village of Yellow Springs. There are 17 of them, I have heard. Use those. Carry hand sanitizer with you. Kroger's got a big old bin now of little bottles of hand sanitizer you can buy and take with you. Stay home. If you are in one of the high-risk groups or if you are immunocompromised, it stinks, but the safest place is to stay home. If you have to go out and shop, do it during certain stores' special hours. Kroger, Meijer, they still have special hours for older populations and immunocompromised populations. So check out their websites and see. And then masks. Masks are always important. We want everyone to wear one when they can, if they can. Not everyone can, so remember that. Couple things with masks. I'm using a surgical style mask because my cloth one is out in my truck. Just remember, this does nothing. Your nose does move air through it. Everything has to be covered up, and then you're good to go. You are going to have some spaces at the sides because these are not fitted respirator masks. But believe it or not, it's actually doing something. So all the Facebook memes you see from right-wing Fred that says these masks don't do nothing, they do. They actually do. Science says so. So wear your mask. When you're indoors, particularly, it's very important. If you're walking down the street downtown and it's 9 a.m. and it's you and 3 other people on the entire street, just have your mask handy. You don't really need to wear it outside. The transmission risk is really low. If suddenly it's a Saturday afternoon and it's like a Tokyo subway outside, yeah. Wear your mask, try and social distance, and stay clear of other people as best you can. And then we'll get through this. We are seeing hotspots around the country: Texas, Florida, California, Washington State. So it's still out there. So we need to just stay on the right path and beat this thing. It's going to be with us for a while. So until we have a vaccine. So keep doing what we're doing. Wear your masks, social distance, wash those hands, and stay home if you have to. That's all I got. Back to you, Josue.
Sound advice. Thank you, Chief. Joining us tonight is also Florence Randolph. Florence, thank you for joining us. Florence? Okay, we're having some technical issues. I forgot.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can, Florence.
Okay.
There you are.
Okay, thank you, Josue. I'd like to say I reviewed the information that I have regarding the household needs survey. And on that survey, there were 28 people who said that they would need some help with their housing, but only 2 people have contacted me. So please get the word out that if there's someone in need of housing help with their rent, please give me a call. There are monies available. My number is 937-767-3716. Thank you. Back to you, Josue.
Thank you, Florence. All right, folks. One additional announcement. You may have noticed that we have a big banner over Xenia that says "Mask On, Yellow Springs." So that's another effort on our part to try to get the word out and make clear the expectation that if folks are coming in from out of town or residents, they're going to be in the downtown area, also known as the district now, that they will wear their mask. They're expected to wear their mask. So we are now open for questions. Philip, do we have questions? Okay. All right, no questions. Okay, we're monitoring our YouTube and Facebook channel, and we have no questions so far. All right. Chief Carlson, Chief Altman, Florence, anything else to add? Excellent. All right, we're good. Well, I want to thank you both for all your efforts, what you're doing, not just with the COVID-19. Over the last 4 Saturdays in a row, you have been instrumental in helping secure the perimeter and closing the roads to be supportive to the protests and march happening here in our village and protest against police brutality, the Black Lives Matter movement. Thank you for what you're doing, and thank you to our residents and for what you're doing in raising voices to make sure that we are addressing the social crises that are happening, not just in our state, in the country, and perhaps around the world. So thank you for staying the course, staying active, being involved, and doing what you're doing. All right, I see a question. Is there a question? Okay, all right. I received 2 comments via YouTube. One says from Athena Fan, and I support the increased mask wearing while decreasing oppressive policing systems. Kate Hamilton, thank you for getting the word out more and handing out masks. Okay. All right, thank you for your comments. We'll continue to do all that we can to ensure that we're providing the resources to our residents and visitors so they could practice good protective measures, continue to flatten the curve, keep the hospitalization rates low, and more importantly, keep the infection rate low. So, all right, well, with that, we'll close our virtual town hall. I want to thank you for joining us tonight. Please see us as a resource. Chief Altman, Chief Carlson have made their resources available. Florence is a wonderful resource in our community. Please, if you need assistance, rental assistance, take her up, give her a call. She's available to help and willing to help. So with that, I'm going to wish you a good night. Thank you.